In the world of global economics, the rise of China has been an incredibly fascinating story in recent history. However, beneath the facade of its economic strength, an intricate web of political governance, social dynamics, and economic policies are at play. China has undergone a period of significant transformation under the leadership of Xi Jinping, with a consolidation of power that has drawn comparisons to Mao Zedong's era. However, consolidating power and implementing strict measures has sparked concerns about how this will affect China's economic path. This video is going to explore the impact of Xi Jinping's authoritarian rule on China's economy, delving into the complexities, obstacles, and potential outcomes. Xi Jinping has amassed unprecedented power in China, reminiscent of the days of Mao Zedong. While this has allowed him to implement reforms and initiatives more quickly, it also centralizes decision-making in fewer individuals. The lack of decentralization can impede innovation and hinder effective governance by restricting the exchange of diverse ideas and perspectives. Xi's emphasis on state-owned enterprises in the economy has resulted in inefficiencies and misallocation of resources. State-owned enterprises frequently receive special privileges, have access to low-cost credit, and are shielded from competition. These factors can disrupt market dynamics and hinder the development of private enterprises. The current regime under Xi has taken strong measures to suppress any form of dissent, imposing stricter regulations on civil society, media outlets, and online platforms. This suppression can hinder innovation, discourage taking chances, and push skilled individuals to leave the country or limit their expression. Creativity flourishes in settings that encourage open communication and a dynamic sharing of thoughts, something that is often stifled in oppressive regimes. China has experienced significant economic growth in recent decades, which has led to a substantial increase in debt at both the corporate and local government levels. Xi's emphasis on sustaining robust economic growth has occasionally resulted in favoring immediate benefits at the expense of long-term stability. High debt levels can cause concern and may lead to financial instability if not properly addressed. Global investors and businesses have expressed concerns about China's assertive foreign policy under Xi, particularly its approach to trade disputes with the United States and other nations. Concerns surrounding trade tensions and geopolitical uncertainties can erode confidence in China's economy, resulting in the outflow of capital, decreased investment, and a deceleration in growth. The environmental impact of China's rapid industrialization has been substantial. Xi Jinping has made commitments to tackle environmental concerns and advance sustainable development. However, the progress could have been more consistent, and there have been challenges in implementing these initiatives due to local protectionism and resistance to change. Environmental degradation has severe consequences, impacting public health and quality of life, and even posing long-term economic risks. China is grappling with significant demographic challenges as it contends with a rapidly aging population and a workforce that is gradually shrinking. Xi's policies, including the relaxation of the one-child policy, are aimed at tackling these challenges, although it may take some time for the effects to become apparent. An aging population can put a significant burden on public resources, hinder productivity, and hinder the prospects of economic growth. It's important to acknowledge that different analysts have varying perspectives on the economic challenges in China. Some may attribute these challenges to Xi Jinping's leadership style and policies, while others may argue that his governance has brought stability and enabled China to navigate complex economic transitions. Understanding the influence of authoritarianism on China's economy necessitates a comprehensive grasp of historical context, policy dynamics, and wider socio-economic factors. China's tech sector has faced increased scrutiny under Xi Jinping's leadership, with a particular focus on large tech companies such as Alibaba and Tencent. Various actions have been taken, such as investigations into antitrust issues, implementing measures to enhance data security, and imposing limitations on specific business practices. Although these measures have been implemented to foster fair competition and safeguard consumer rights, they have inadvertently created a sense of unpredictability and diminished investor trust. The tech sector is vital in fostering innovation and driving economic growth. Any progress limitations could impede China's global competitiveness in emerging technologies. Despite ongoing efforts to enhance the legal system in China, there are lingering concerns regarding the absence of an impartial judiciary and inadequate safeguarding of property rights. Inconsistent application of rules, A lack of openness and unethical behavior can erode investors' trust and discourage local and international investment. Without a strong legal framework that protects property rights and upholds the rule of law, businesses might be reluctant to invest long-term or venture into industries heavily relying on intellectual property. China's economy has traditionally been driven by investment-led growth, resulting in extensive infrastructure and industrial capacity development. Nevertheless, this strategy has led to a notable surplus in steel, coal, and manufacturing industries. The leadership of Xi Jinping has acknowledged the importance of tackling overcapacity and shifting towards a more consumer-oriented economy. Nevertheless, transitioning away from inefficient industries and redistributing resources can present significant difficulties and disruptions, resulting in unemployment and economic upheaval in impacted areas. Prioritizing social stability is of utmost importance to the Chinese government led by Xi Jinping. While stability is crucial for economic development, the methods employed to achieve it can inadvertently lead to economic repercussions. These methods often involve strict censorship, surveillance, and suppression of opposing views. Limitations on the ability to freely express oneself and enjoy civil liberties can impede the exchange of information, stifle entrepreneurial spirit, and discourage the type of innovative thinking needed for economic growth and dynamism. China's economic growth distribution has been uneven among different regions, resulting in notable differences in income, infrastructure, and overall development. While coastal provinces and major cities have seen significant growth and prosperity, inland and rural areas have struggled to keep up. Xi Jinping's leadership has strongly emphasized tackling regional disparities through various initiatives, including the Belt and Road Initiative and campaigns aimed at alleviating poverty. Nevertheless, tackling regional disparities necessitates long-term infrastructure, education, and social welfare funding. This can strain fiscal resources and test the central government's capacity to uphold macroeconomic stability. China's authoritarian government has faced significant scrutiny for its track record on human rights, particularly about the treatment of workers and labor rights. Despite the strides China has made in alleviating poverty and enhancing the quality of life, the issue of labor exploitation persists, with workers enduring extended shifts, meager pay, and hazardous environments. This problem is especially prevalent in sectors like manufacturing and construction. The U.S. Department of Labor has released a report that sheds light on concerning issues in China's labor market, including forced labor, child labor, and discrimination. These findings have significant ethical and economic implications for businesses operating in or from China. The demographic changes in China, with an increasingly older population and lower birth rates, presents considerable obstacles to the country's future economic growth and sustainability. The one-child policy, implemented in the late 1970s to manage population growth, has resulted in a workforce aging quickly and a rising dependency ratio, which compares the number of retirees to the working-age population. As per a report from the National Bureau of Statistics of China, the percentage of individuals aged 60 and above is expected to reach almost 40% by 2050. This will create challenges for the pension systems, healthcare, and social services. Tackling demographic challenges necessitates a holistic approach, encompassing reforms in retirement policies, incentives to boost fertility rates, and investments in healthcare and elderly care infrastructure. China's foreign policy under Xi Jinping has been marked by assertiveness, leading to increased tensions with neighboring countries and major powers like the United States. This assertiveness is evident in territorial disputes, military expansion, and geopolitical ambitions, such as the Belt and Road Initiative. The current geopolitical tensions have the potential to impact global trade, supply chains, and investment flows, which in turn could have consequences for China's economic prospects and external stability. The trade conflict between the U.S. and China during the Trump administration, marked by tariffs and trade barriers, significantly impacted global commerce and investment sentiment. It emphasized the susceptibility of China's export-focused economy to geopolitical shocks. As China grapples with the challenges of the modern era, many are discussing and closely examining the impact of Xi Jinping's authoritative leadership on its economic development. While some believe that concentrating power has led to efficient reforms and a stable government, others emphasize its negative impact on innovation, market competition, and individual liberties. The evidence presented highlights China's complex economic challenges under authoritarian rule, including issues such as overcapacity, debt risks, geopolitical tensions, and demographic shifts. To ensure the future success of China's economy, it is crucial to strike a careful balance between political control and economic growth. This can be achieved by addressing structural imbalances, implementing necessary reforms, and promoting sustainable growth and inclusive development.